I'm Davey. I'm awesome. And welcome to the Comic Corner, where you guys make comments on my videos, and I respond every week. And in between responding to your comments, you know what kind of spells a Leprechaun casts? Lucky Charms. So, kicking it off this week with last week's Comic Corner, the Stephen Amell as the Shadow Comic Corner, where I'm trying to start a campaign to get Stephen Amell to play the Shadow. Daniel DeLeon69 commented, "Singing in the shower is fun. When you get the soap in your mouth, then it becomes a soap opera." Then my brother Josh, the film bestie, commented, "Tell the story of that one time and that thing I did. I'm so adorable." I don't have a story where you're adorable. Then my brother Josh, the film bestie, commented, "I hate porta-subs." Paul Getto replied to that, "That's heresy." It really is. The bread is nicer. The meats are actually sliced fresh. I think it's funny that Subway says, "Eat fresh," when in reality it's, "Eat what's freshly opened out of this packet." Then my brother Josh, the film bestie, commented, "Coke should totally do guava and dragon fruit." Yes, you should, Coca-Cola. That sounds delicious. Then my brother Josh, the film bestie, commented, "Hey, why'd you show me after that fat joke?" Okay, that comment made me laugh because I swear I didn't think about that. I really just grabbed a laugh track and went, okay, here we go. Then Jay McCool commented, "What other Tarantino movies do you like?" I pretty much like all of them. Like, I have, favorite to least favorite. Obviously, my favorite is The Hateful Eight, because that's my favorite movie of all time. And I would definitely say that the Kill Bill movies are not my favorite, just because I can't stand Uma Thurman. I think she is a terrible actress. I honestly do feel that way. If he would have gotten somebody else to play that part, I probably would have loved those movies a lot more. Because they're cool. I like them despite that she's in them. Then Jay McCool commented, "Did you actually see Blood and Honey? If so, what'd you think?" Yes, I did see Blood and Honey. And I wouldn't say it was good. It entertained me. I'm gonna see the sequel. But holy crap. Then after a couple of weeks of just real comments, Jay Spud, "Oh goodness, I apologize for missing these last couple comic corners. But you see, I've been sick with a bad ulcer. It's been awful. Just awful. I blame my cell phone carrier service for the stress that put me in this tremendously inconvenient situation. You see, they charge for every little thing. Calls incoming and outgoing, text made, received, even the alerts. And for the fourth time this year, these irritating Amber Alerts keep popping up. They're not my children. Why should I worry about them? Isn't that their parents' job? Why should I have to fork over a nickel every time some schmuck loses their kid via parental incompetence? What kind of world are we living in? I've had lengthy discussions with my service provider about these outrageous charges, and they only got worse. I am paying a penny for every word I comment to you. They call it Methuselah special, on account of how bad they burned me." Before we get to my reply, Paul Getto replied, "Nothing but wrong. So wrong. It's so stupid. Switch to AT&T, T-Mobile, something. Or, become a real person." Then Paul Getto made his own comment. "Wow, that is a scary looking mug. It came with cotton candy." Then Paul Getto commented, "I forgot about that dude saying Predator vs. Pirates, so I call it a vote for now." Okay, well, that's 3 votes for Predator vs. Pirates, 1 for Predator vs. Duke Nukem. So, sorry, Richard. Then again, I'm not sorry because, let's face it, the movie makers will never be innovative enough to make any of those movies. You know when a leprechaun crosses the road? When the light is green. Then on my Davey's Awesome Stories, we're not family. My brother Josh, the film bestie, kicked it off with, seriously, I just wanted to tell you about a dream I had of the 1930s German duck that wore a tutu and sounded like Adam West. It was hilarious, and your old roommate ruined it! Ever dreamed of an anti-Semitic goose-stepping Adam West duck that river danced on corn? Can't say I have. Then, my brother Josh, the film bestie, commented, "Dad still says that terminated line." I'm very aware. The only difference is now he says, "As the former governor of California would tell you, this conversation is now terminated." Then Richard Daly commented, "Is your dad Clint Eastwood?" No, he's Batman. But no, seriously, that's how he talks. And he's very dramatic about everything. Like, he can't even order gas without being dramatic. Like, he'll walk in like, "Hi, my name is David Martinez. And I would like $20 on pump number 3. Then Daniel DeLeon69 commented, yeah, I agree with Joshua Martinez on his comment. What? He wasn't really making a point, but okay. Then Jay McCool commented, did you say anything to your roommate about the way he responded to your brother calling about your mom? Sort of. Honestly, at the time, I was so busy dealing with what was going on with my mom, I really didn't care. I think I said something like, by the way, dude, when somebody calls about my mother dying, probably not the best time to talk about your little knickknacks. And he was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that serious. And I was like, he said she was in the hospital. That's usually pretty serious. Duh! Then Jay McCool commented, what did your roommate have to say after talking to your dad? He wasn't very happy. I mean, he wasn't, angry. He was very mopey and sad and told me my dad yelled at him, and I was just like, yeah, he does that. Then Jay McCool commented, what did he say to your friends when they called? He didn't use that line. He didn't say, Davey tells me so much about you, I feel like we're friends, because he basically knew my friends, personally. It was a small town. Everybody knew each other. So he would just talk to them about whatever stupid crap he had on his mind while they were sitting there going okay, I just want to know when Davey's coming over. You know how the Leprechaun went to the moon? In a shamrocket. Then on my Davey's Awesome Wrestling, where I reviewed AEW Revolution 2024, an awesome show. It featured Sting's last match. My brother Josh, the film bestie, commented, my girlfriend is always stealing my shirts and sweaters, but if I take one of her dresses, suddenly we need to talk.
Why are you laughing?
What's the difference between a jumper and a sweater? A sweater doesn't go splat after falling 40 stories. What kind of sweater do cops wear? A pullover.
Dude!
Why did the jalapeno put on a sweater? Because he was a little chilly. What's the difference between a jacket and a sweater? A jacket is something to wear when you're cold. A sweater is what you wear when your mom is cold. My girlfriend got both our dog sweaters. She's always loved doggy style. Then Jay McCool commented, my favorite woman wrestler is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Hopefully she returns soon and has a match with Deonna Purrazzo. I wouldn't say Britt Baker is my favorite right now, but she's up there. And when Deonna Purrazzo debuted, that was one of the first thoughts in my mind is, now we might get a Britt Baker versus Purrazzo match. Then Jay McCool commented, that was a great show and a great send-off for Sting. Thank you, Sting. It was a great send-off. I'm glad he got to end things on his terms. Then Daniel DeLeon69 commented, I agree with Jay McCool's comment. This was a great show from AEW and a perfect way to say goodbye to the legendary Sting. It really was. Then Paul Jetto commented, goodbye, Sting. I'm teary-eyed. I think we all were at the end of that show. And then I guess to add some extra torture for missing a couple weeks, J Spud. These wrestling events remind me of my childhood with my father. I know I don't mention him much, but he was the typical male presence one would expect. When I was born, he left my mother for a Filipino ladyboy who dressed like Dolly Parton and sang like Steven Tyler. When he wasn't around to take me to these events, he would be off womanizing and galvanizing. He'd make ludicrous claims like he invented the scream. He sometimes accused bananas of showing off. When I was insolent, he would turn his cats loose on me, then bind me with red rope licorice, and let the old lady who lived next door to him tickle me for hours. Her name was Oprah Giglione. She had lupus. On my last birthday, he gave me a photo album of church ladies showing off their knees to frighten Quasimodos. Typical, awful, but that's life. I'm sure you can relate. No one can relate to anything you ever say. You know why leprechauns hate leftovers? They prefer left clovers. Then taking it back to a Davies Awesome Movies I did a couple of years ago. My Davies Awesome Movies review of The Violent Years. A movie written by Ed Wood. Bub and Lisa commented, the first time I saw this was on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Great video. I love putting on old classics while I'm sculpting. Well, it's a classic. It's old. I wouldn't be able to sculpt while watching it. I'd be too busy laughing at how terrible it is. You know what Leprechaun's favorite dance? The Shamrock Shake. Then on a newer Davies Awesome Movies, one I did a couple of weeks ago, The Phantom. Bub and Lisa commented, I love this movie. It's number one of my rainy day flicks. I thought everyone involved did a great job. The Phantom is definitely a classic. But like I told people in the review, you gotta take it for what it is. You know what a leprechaun says at the end of his conversation? I wish you well. Then the final video to be commented on this week's Davy's Awesome Movies, where I reviewed Brain Damage, a Frank Henenlotter classic. Paul Jetto commented, oh my god, I gotta see this now. It's on Tubi. Then Jay McCool commented, that's a creepy looking phallic monster. It really is. Then Jay McCool commented, why do I believe you actually have a rubber ducky? Why wouldn't you believe that? Then Jay McCool commented, roided up Mexican with a porno mustache? That line was great. I thought so. That's why I put it in there. Then Jay McCool commented, whoa, basket case. I thought that was a nice touch too. Then Jay McCool commented, well, I guess I gotta look this up because it looks awesome. Again, it's on Tubi. Then my brother Josh, the film bestie.
You can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar are playing with you. I'm not gonna see this movie. It's offensive. The title alone. It's not PC. Instead, I saw Dune 2, as you can tell by my collector's bucket. And if you need further proof, I'm eating pizza bagels. Yeah. I challenge you to a staring contest. Starting now. You may have won this round, but you will not win the next Comic Corner. See you when I come up, man.
Well, Josh, you should definitely see it. It is your type of movie. But as far as your proof that you went and saw Dune 2, that doesn't prove nothing. That proves you went to the movie theater and bought the tin. But let's face it, we all know you were out there watching the Mean Girls musical. Then my brother Josh, the film bestie, commented, oh, by the way, someone stole my pants. Oh, I thought it was a different Brain Damage. Is my face red? I want a rematch. You drunk? You know why leprechauns make terrible comedians? Their jokes are always a little bit short. So there you have it. That's Comic Corner this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post videos, and leave a comment of your own to be in next week's Comic Corner. And happy St. Patrick's Day. Love you guys.